From 10 News, this is the Now San Diego.
An army of Democratic congressional leaders, including House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, were in San Diego today. They were touring facilities where migrant children are being housed as a result of a zero-tolerance policy enacted months ago. Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Hunt. And 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty met with the group. Vanessa, they're calling on the president to rescind the orders and reunite families immediately.
We want to show you first, there is a group of protesters here that has been growing in numbers in the last hour or so. They are standing in front of that federal facility here in El Cajon, one of four that Nancy Pelosi and her entourage toured today. The congressional group saying they're here to shed light on what is happening behind these fences, saying what they witnessed is nothing short of child abuse.
This is a look inside Casa San Diego. It houses boys ages 6 to 17 years old. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi calling President Trump's policy that has ripped children from their parents, quote, barbaric and heartless. She was joined by 14 other Democrats on this trip, organized by the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. All took direct aim at the president's zero-tolerance policy that aims to prosecute all suspected border crossers, including adults traveling illegally with children. The group today saying they are touring facilities to let people know exactly what is happening and what they are seeing.
This is so heartbreaking. It so challenges the conscience of our country that it must be changed immediately.
What I saw is a bunch of little kids running around, you know, hoping and wishing their parents were there, coming to visit, not us. You know, we showed up. I think that they were happy that we showed up, that someone cared about them, but boy, wouldn't have they been glad if they saw their mom or dad walk through the door.
There's nothing short of a jail cell. That is what we saw today. We saw jails where we saw people in blue jumpsuits and orange jumpsuits, and when you sit in a room and you talk to them, they break down. In some instances, one woman hadn't spoken to her child maybe once in 30 days.
And a more formal protest is being planned here tonight at 5. We'll have more on Nancy Pelosi's statements. She's also speculating today, saying that Trump's policy could affect up to 30,000 children by August. More on that at 5. Reporting live in El Cajon, Vanessa Van Hefty, 10 News.
Thanks, Vanessa. The Trump administration doubling down on its stance, and we'll hear what it had to say about the issue today in about 4 minutes. If you want to get a look inside one of these facilities, just go to 10news.com. We have a slideshow with images of the Casa Padre Migrant Children's Facility in Brownsville, Texas. Well, that houses close to 1,500 boys between 10 and 17 years old. Again, this is on 10news.com.
All right, let's turn to the lineup here on this Monday, and we have big news for your safety because today Apple says your iPhone is going to start sharing your exact location with 911. So we went inside an emergency call center and we're getting answers on what type of impact this could have. And our investigative team looking into those popular at-home DNA tests. Now, they're being used to determine not just your ancestry, but health risks like cancer. But the question here, does that lead to unnecessary panic? Also, look, when you're sick, the last thing you want to do, go to the store and just read labels. So you're going to want to see the new list that pharmacists say are the best products you can get without a prescription. And if you're looking for a job or know somebody who is, you're going to want to hear this. Current and past employees, some pretty big companies are revealing the ones you may want to avoid. All of that ahead here on The Now.
And we now know the name of the 21-year-old who was killed early Saturday morning in her City Heights home. Her name is Jessie Ruiz, but we still don't know the name of her killer. 10 News reporter Allison Ash is live. And Allison, she was well known in the community.
Yeah, well known and also very well loved here in this neighborhood. All day long, people have been coming by the family home, stopping by here on 45th Street to pay their respects to her family. Now, a friend confirmed a picture that was posted on Facebook is that of Jessie Ruiz. Lots of people commenting on the sadness surrounding her death, how much she'll be missed. Police say she'd been out with friends all night, coming home at about 5:30 a.m. Her body discovered some 12 hours later when her parents came home from work and discovered her body. Those who knew her say this should not have happened.
It's amazing. She was just amazing. She was really nice, and the only thing I could tell you guys is just lock every door because it's not safe out here.
Police won't confirm what that young man told us, that there is surveillance video showing a man entering the apartment building with Jessie Ruiz the morning she was killed. Now, we are going to keep pressing police for answers, but so far, there has been no arrest. Reporting live from City Heights, Allison Ash, 10 News.
Tragic details. Thank you, Allison. Gunshots at a City Heights park shut down 2 local schools briefly this afternoon. The shots were fired at Terralta Park off Center and Orange Avenues. Witnesses say they saw people running away from the park after the gunshots. Central Elementary and Wilson Middle Schools locked all students and staff in the classroom as police searched the neighborhood. No suspects are in custody. The lockdowns were lifted about a half hour later.
Today, the Homeland Security Secretary says agents will not apologize for children getting separated from their parents at the Mexico border. Now, this comes as we see this new video provided by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. This is inside a processing center in Texas. You can see these children being held in cage-like holding pens. Now, the Trump administration is saying today that it's up to Congress now to do something about this. The Now's Corey Rangel looking into what comes next.
As the Trump administration continues its zero-tolerance immigration policy, the Washington Examiner reports the government could be caring for up to 30,000 migrant children by August. Today, the Homeland Security Secretary and the Attorney General doubled down and continue to defend the policy.
We cannot and will not encourage people to bring their children or other children to the country unlawfully by giving them immunity in the process. Why wouldn't you bring children with you if you know you would be released and not prosecuted?
No more free passes, no more get out of jail free cards, no more lawlessness.
But a growing number of Republicans have joined Democrats in speaking out against the policy.
What I've seen is a manifestation of a failed policy. We shouldn't be separating kids from their mothers.
Even First Lady Melania Trump weighed in, saying, "We need to be a country that follows all laws, but also a country that governs with heart." Former First Lady Laura Bush wrote, "Our government should not be in the business of warehousing children in converted box stores or making plans to place them in tent cities in the desert." So what's next? The president is meeting with House Republicans tomorrow to talk about 2 immigration bills. We'll be watching to see if family separations are addressed in either bill.
What's happening is so sad, and it can be taken care of quickly, beautifully, and we'll have safety.
But many are skeptical that Congress will be able to pass any meaningful legislation on immigration before the midterm elections. For The Now, I'm Corey Rangel.
All right, Corey, thank you. Let's turn to the Now newsfeed. President Trump is calling for a new branch of the military, Space Force. Yeah, he said today he wants to make it, quote, separate but equal to the Air Force. Gonna have to see how that one plays out. And a warning in Virginia over a dangerous plant. Take a look at this. This is called the giant hogweed. Kind of a funny name, but serious issues with this because it can cause third-degree burns, even blindness. This is a plant that's shown up in the past in states like Michigan and New York. Well, lawmakers in the UK, they are looking to ban materials that led to that apartment fire last year, killed 71 people. This ban would be for combustible materials used on the outside of high-rise buildings. All right, let's get back to our lineup here. And today, Apple says your iPhone is going to start sharing your exact location with 911. We're inside an emergency call center getting answers on the impact this could have. You're watching The Now.